In this video, we're going to talk about with the wind versus against the wind problems. It's really just what I call them. Basically, it's just more distances, rate times time stuff. And just like when we were talking about, oh, Bob can do a job in 5 days, Sam does it in 7 days, the rates add. That's when things are working together, the rates are what adds up. So that's what you need to remember. Alright, so let's just do an example here. Let's say here's a village, and I'm going to be a pirate. I guess here's my base down here. And I've got this river. I'm going to travel up to the village, pillage it, and come back. I'm going to go in all stealthy, so let's say my boat is set to go at 5 miles per hour. It takes me 30 minutes to get there. And 20 minutes back. I get back faster because on the way back I'm going with the current. On the way there I'm fighting the current. So even though my boat says I'm going 5 the entire time, I get back quite a bit faster than that. It takes me to get there. Alright? And now for the question. Let's say, how far is the village? Alright. Okay. To do these, I always like making a little chart. Just kind of makes my life a bit easier. So let's say to get there, to get back, and then otherwise I have distance, rate, and time. Alright. So I asked how far is the village. That's not really an easy thing to work with. Let me ask another question kind of on the way. Eventually we have to answer the question they asked for, but let's go for how fast is the current. So let's say that that's C for current. Well, the distance there, we don't know anything about, right? It doesn't say anything in the problem about how far away it is. So we know the time to get there, though, is 30 minutes, which, since my speed's in miles per hour, I probably better change that to hours. So it takes me half an hour to get there. And same thing, it takes me a third of an hour to get back. On the way there, well, I'm going 5 miles an hour, but I'm going against the current. So I'm really going 5 minus C. And then same thing on the way back, I'm going 5 miles an hour, but the current's helping me out, so I'm really going 5 plus C. And then I remember my distance is rate times time. So that means that this distance there is time times rate. And same thing, the distance back is times the time times the rate. And because I'm going the same trip both ways, I'm just going to the village and back to my base, these two distances are the same, right? So those had better be equal to each other. Alright, so let's go ahead and go with that for a second. So now we've taken our words and turned it into an equation. And let's solve the equation right quick. So we've got 1/2 times 5 minus C is a third times 5 plus C. Easiest thing to do is get rid of the fractions first. So I'm going to multiply the whole thing by 6. So on this side I'll have 3 times 5 minus C is 15 minus 3C. On this side I'll have 2. 2 times 5 plus C is 10 plus C, or 10 plus 2C. Subtract 10 from both sides, add 3C to both sides. So I've got 5 is 5c. So divide both sides by 5. C is 5 over 5, which is 1 mile per hour. Alright, so we got the speed of the current. Now the only thing left is to remember what they actually asked for, which was how far is the village. So I can plug it, both of these were my distance I was going. So I can plug into either one of them, doesn't really matter. Let's just plug in this first one. So the distance is 1/2 of 5 minus, I just found c is 1. So 1/2 of 4. So that village is 2 miles away.